everybody. I'm Mary Jane Bruce, your International Village teacher, and I'm here today to share some interesting things with you, some facts from around the world. I like doing trivia. I hope you do too. So after we're all done, I'm going to have some questions for you, and maybe you'll have some questions for me. Well, you can ask the teacher, and they can let me know what your questions are. Well, I like reading books, and I have this interesting book that I want to share with you today. It's called the Handy History Answer Book. It's got all kinds of things in this book. So today I want to share with you a story. But first of all, I want to tell you where I live. I want you to know about a place far, far away from you, but it is called Florida. This is my map of the United States of America. And Florida is way down here. Florida, the meaning is like flower. Florida is how you spell it. And Florida is just one state in many states of the United States of America. Behind me is the flag of the United States of America. Well, we're going to learn a little bit about Florida today. I like learning history about where I live. I hope you'd like to know about the history where you live. If you don't, I suggest you find out. Find out about the name of your town. Find out about your village, about your state, wherever you live. It's good to know about it. So today we're going to read about Ponce de Leon. Can you say that? Ponce de Leon. And I have a picture I'll show you in a few minutes. That is a statue of Ponce de Leon. Juan Ponce de Leon was a Spanish conquistador who explored Puerto Rico for the Spanish crown and who also ventured into modern-day Florida. It wasn't called Florida back then. Ponce de Leon became the first governor of Puerto Rico and the first Spanish explorer to discover Florida, where I live. Ponce de Leon named the Sunshine State, that's another name for where I live, La Florida, translated as flowery land. And there are lots of flowers here in Florida. Ponce de Leon traveled to Florida in search of the mythical Fountain of Youth. Ponce de Leon had traveled with Christopher Columbus in his second mission to the New World in 1493. Okay, so on my picture of my map, down here at the bottom, you'll see a boat, and they may have traveled on a boat similar to that. Some of you I know travel on boats to go to school. How would you like to travel on a big boat? Well, maybe you will one day. Maybe you'll travel across the sea like Ponce de Leon did. During Columbus's mission, the Spanish established a colony called Hispaniola. Ponce de Leon would later serve in a leading capacity in that region under Governor Nicolas de Ovando. Ovando later named Ponce de Leon the governor of Puerto Rico in 1509. Spanish King Ferdinand II convinced Ponce de Leon to explore other lands, leading Ponce de Leon to his voyage to Florida. He led an expedition of 3 ships, including the Santiago, the San Cristobal, and the Santa Maria on the mission. There is a tiny town in Holmes County, Florida, called Ponce de Leon, named after the famous explorer. Wow, isn't that interesting? I like that. Well, now I have some questions for you. First of all, where do I live? What state do I live in? Do you remember? Who can tell me, where am I on this map? Do you remember? Right down here. I live in Florida, in the United States of America. Well, who is the man that we read about today? Do you remember? Here's this picture I forgot to show you. This is a statue of Ponce de Leon. Ponce de Leon was an explorer. He went out and explored the world. I want you to go out and explore your world. Go out today when you're done with school or on your break. Look around. What do you see? What can you explore? There's lots of things to see. There's stuff in the ground. You can dig up something in the ground. Sometimes you can find a little rock or a piece of wood. You can look around you in your environment. You can see trees. What do you see? One day you might be an explorer. You might go out from your village into another area and find some neat things. I like to go exploring. Well, do you remember the name of the ships. How many ships were there that we read about in our story? Can you tell me? There were 3 ships. Well, and if I was going to ride on a ship, I think I might pick the Santa Maria to ride on. Well, maybe one day I'll ride on a ship and maybe it'll be called the Santa Maria. Well, I hope you enjoyed our time together reading the Handy History Answer Book, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.